Hi, and welcome to another episode of Around the Neighborhood with me, Scott McMahon. And this is the show about the quest for fun, history, and mystery in our backyard. And today we're in Portland in the parking structure of the convention center. And we're here because my mom has wanted to see the Beyond Van Gogh immersive experience. It's going to be gone here in another week or so, so might as well catch it before it takes off. So here we go. Give me a pencil, lady. Give me a pencil.
I don't have anything.
There we go.
We're coming up.
And to the left. So as you can see, still got the masks on, but they have them apparently like circles to keep everybody separated. And they have specific times that you can only go when you get your ticket. So that way it doesn't get overrun and you can really enjoy the experience.
I think this sums up Vincent perfectly. What am I in the eyes of most people? A non-entity, or an oddity, or a disagreeable person. Someone who has and will have no position in society. In short, a little lower than the lowest. Very well, assuming that everything is indeed like that, then through my work I'd like to show what there is in the heart of such an oddity, such a nobody.
back here with me.
You think Dad would have loved it?
Oh, he would love it. It's going to have a movement. He gets so excited when I go home and create it.
Mm-hmm.
Create the movie, the painting movement of the kids.
Yeah.
That's how he inspired by that kind of thing.
We're at the gift shop, and this is probably the best thing I've seen. Alright, so technically I'm probably supposed to keep my mask on, but there's nobody around me right now. Just waiting for my mom to get out of the restroom. Just finished the immersive experience. It was pretty impressive. I think you can lose yourself. I think it's really important to know Vincent van Gogh's life and his brother's life and what was going on in the art scene to really, really appreciate this experience. I think if you just, they kind of set it up for a little bit for you so when you're like reading the biography and the history in the beginning, but unless you watch some documentaries or movies or really looked at his work, we had an opportunity to see his work at the Starry Night in New York City. We've had an opportunity to see his work in Paris, and to be in Paris to understand where he was inspired. We didn't get to the south of France, although I really would probably like to retire there someplace. But I could totally see the allure there, and just sort of knowing how much the Japanese and the Oriental art at that time influenced his style near the end, those bold colors and so on. Yeah, it's really impressive. Really, really impressive. But if you like this episode, I have plenty more, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, or if you're on Facebook, follow the Around the Neighborhood page. For everyone else, just let you know that this show is sponsored by my real estate services, so if you have any questions about buying or selling a home up in this area, please let me know. All my information is down in the description. Until then, I'll see you guys around the neighborhood.
Hey, so thanks for joining me on my trip with my mom to Beyond Van Gogh, the immersive experience down at the Portland Convention Center. And actually that whole exhibit's been playing all over the country and the world. So what's interesting about Vincent van Gogh is obviously his life. I think it was completely misunderstood. Someone who was suffering severe mental illness. Today's standards, I think they can assess that he had bipolar with severe manic episodes, and just a really quick biography on Vincent van Gogh. His mom gave birth to Vincent van Gogh, but that child died within a year. So when Vincent van Gogh that we know of, the artist, was born, he was actually the second born child, and they named him Vincent van Gogh. And his mother never got over the death of her first child, and never really showed love to Vincent. And so that was like a deep, scarring aspect of Van Gogh's upbringing, is the rejection of his mother. But he connected with his younger brother, Theo. It's interesting, in the exhibit, there is a piece that I think sums up everything that is Vincent van Gogh. He recognized he was an oddity. He recognized he had mental illness, but there was no understanding what mental illness was at that particular time. But through his art, that was motivating him to share such amazing beauty and color. So someone who was so tortured be able to present to the world just amazing pieces. And so when you see that in the immersive experience, it kind of comes all together in all light. And in fact, the people that have created the immersive experience, as I understand it, they are using some of the proceeds and the money in each city to donate to mental health charities. Okay. So we're here at Scoot's Tiki Bar. My wife calls me Scoots, so we call it Scoot's Tiki Bar. And we're going to try to invent a new tiki drink called the Vincent. What's interesting is it's so fitting, here's the connection here, is that Vincent van Gogh's dear friend Gauguin, who painted these amazing Impressionist paintings in the South Pacific, gave credence and gave romanticism to Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic that eventually created this Polynesian pop that we see today. So there is a connection between tiki and Gogh and Vincent van Gogh. Okay, the first thing we're gonna need for this drink is we're gonna cut a lime. I'm gonna squeeze 1 ounce lime. All right, we're gonna put it into a tin shaker. So we got 1 ounce lime. I don't have a fresh orange on hand, so I'm gonna have to use some freshly squeezed orange juice. And we're going to use 1 ounce of orange juice to give it that sunflower, that golden yellow look and feel, which is Van Gogh is very famous for his paintings and the color of the contrast between the blue and the yellows and the oranges. We're gonna do 1 ounce of this special Don Beachcomber mix, minus 1 ingredient, but essentially it's cinnamon syrup. Because even though Van Gogh was considered a little bit mad during his time, there was a sweetness to him, and a sweetness and a tenderness to his artwork. All right, now we get to the rums. And this one calls for not 1 1/2, but 1 1/4 ounce Appleton, the 12-year rare cask, the 12-year reserve. I have a 8-year reserve, but we're gonna go to the finest one here with the 12-year. It's brand new, I haven't even opened it yet. Okay, 1. So I'm doing total about 2 1/2 ounces of rum for this drink. Then we're gonna go with the Gold Puerto Rican rum, and we're gonna use Bacardi 8. So here's some fun history, is that, and for this drink, we need to use Paris's Pernod Absinthe.
Absinthe.
Vincent van Gogh eventually got addicted to absinthe.
Absinthe.
So we're not gonna get too addicted here. And it was actually banned for a couple of years after they saw the addiction of it in the late 1800s. And then it was brought back. And so we can use it in moderate amounts, which is why we're only using about 6 drops and not drinking like, ounces and ounces of this. Here we go, 6 drops. Then we're gonna do a dash of bitters. Fill it in with ice. Got it all in ice here. I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna pour it into this hurricane glass here. Since tiki is about escapism, we're gonna escape with a little colored LED cube there. Pour the drink in. Got some more ice. So I have this dried lemon that is, spice a little bit there. I'm gonna add some mint sprigs to it. Add the blue umbrella right there. So there you go. That is the Vincent. Now what's interesting about this drink, or the presentation of the blue umbrella, is one, it's like a Japanese umbrella. And Vincent van Gogh was heavily influenced by the Japanese artists of the time, the Orient art. And blue, in conjunction with the yellow and orange colors, is the complementary color tone that he used in a lot of his paintings. So that is why we put the blue on there to really pop out the contrast. So let's take a sip. I've never actually tried this before. This is made up based on stuff I was thinking about. Oh, that's good. Welcome to the Vincent. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed this little getaway to the tiki bar. And if you happen to be up in Portland and you want to check out some of the sites, let me know. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you know where to get hold of me. All my information is down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you around the neighborhood, or hopefully one day you can, stop by the tiki bar.